శ్రీ గురుభ్యో నమః. అందరికీ నమస్కారం. In this video, let us examine what is depression and how the people suffer from depression and what are the causes and the cure for the overcoming the depression. See, the main causes for depression in any one's life is like this. One is we take the life for granted and we go on building the bricks of expectation at each and every stage of life, and we go on piling up the bricks above and above. So suppose, let us take for an example, a man is in pursuit of wealth for his family. So he want to make them happy in each and every respect. So he struggles hard and spends his whole energy, time and effort in pursuit of wealth. So when in the process he misses the moments of his presence with family and others in various ways, and ultimately when he achieves his desired objective, he finds that he should not have wasted his life, and in that way, as he has missed the happiness in the family with children, etc. So by the time he has achieved his objective, children have gone somewhere in pursuit of their career, etc. And so he could not enjoy the children when they were with him. So like this, he has not spent sufficient time with his family, with his wife. So he recollects all that, and he feels depressed, and he starts in self-condemnation also. So the depression is a crucial phase of life whenever it occurs, because the mind, which has memorized all the experiences of the past will start self condemning for its own actions. So, the apart from other causes like loss of loved ones, etc., so causes much despair and throws a man into depression. See, these are some of the reasons for going into depression. So there are other reasons also for going into depression. The people who have achieved the highest peaks in their career, profession, life, power, etc., they have gone to the highest peaks and then they feel that nothing more to be achieved as already reached the peaks of life, and they lose all enthusiasm towards life. And in that state of depression, they resort to so many other things. Then another noticeable cause for depression is suppression of anger, the greatest anger. In fact, depression is a negative state of anger. So, whatever the hurts, insults, which are there in us as wounds. So, whenever such insults or hurts, whenever those wounds are triggered, or whenever those wounds are recollected, which are stored in your memory, then you start feeling depressed for no reason at all. Because in the present day, in the present moment, everything is okay. But those which are there in the deepest core of your heart, they surface and they cause depression. So, whenever there is anger, whenever there are such hurts, it is better that you express the same, let it come out and let it go. Because life is a flow. Everything passes. Everything passes quietly. Nothing will remain as it is forever. So, what to do with this kind of depressions in the life. See, depressions of two kinds. There are depressions and which are of two kinds. One is a depression. For no reason you feel depressed at certain points of time in life. For no reason. There is no reason at all. That when you are alert and conscious at that moment, you can observe and you can notice this. It comes suddenly from nowhere, and you will be like that for some time. So this kind of depression which comes without any reason is the depression caused by nature and sent by God. So when you are alert and when you are conscious, it will be there for some time, and then it quietly slips away. It will not be there for a long time. But there is a second type of depression. That is, when you notice the depression has come to you, so you question why this should come to me. So when you put this question, you start fighting with the depression. So this second depression is unreal. It is not a substantial. So it causes you more pain and more suffering. And when you allow it to remain, it goes into your mental grooves and causes a lot of pain. So the first depression sent by nature will be there for some time, and when it disappears, suddenly you feel some kind of joy, cheerfulness and bliss. And when you notice the happening of the joy and bliss, you start thanking the nature and God for having sent the depression in the first instance, followed by the present joy and bliss. So this is how you have to deal with the first kind of depression. So the second type of depressions are very common, because we will not be able to be alert at that time, and so the second depression naturally shakes us and we feel a lot of suffering. So apart from this, because of the loneliness, because of the fears, anxiety, because of the old age, sickness, and all these factors drive us into depressive moods. So how to come out of this kind of depression? See, the fact, whatever happened, cannot be erased. The experience which you have undergone, the bitter experiences which you have undergone at the loss of the partner, at the loss of the career or profession, power, is bound to be there. But you try to understand what has happened and to what extent you are responsible for that happening. So when you contemplate and inquire, you come to know that it has happened that way. The birth happens, death happens, love happens, everything happens. They are beyond your comprehension. So understand the facts. Then when you start understanding what is in the present moment, slowly and slowly you come to normal position. So if you try to avoid understanding the facts, then you move into the layers of depression into, and which from which you will not be able to recover, and that leads to unpleasant situations and circumstances. So the point here is, a death has happened. It has happened. So to what extent you are responsible for it, and why do you grieve for it? Definitely there will be a pain because of the attachment. See, nobody is permanent. No associate, either friend, foe, or whoever it is, nobody is permanent. The nature of the world is impermanence. So, in this impermanence and changing phenomena of the world, there is an unchanging eternity and phenomena is there, which is witnessing all these happenings. So you try, you contemplate, you meditate on that eternal consciousness which is witnessing all these happenings, whether pain or pleasure or anything in life. So the past is heavy. Why do you carry that burden? Death, yeah, death is there. Die, learn to die at every moment of the past. So, when you understand this kind of fact, and which is in fact everybody's experience in their lives. So you will be able to overcome that kind of depression. You are the child of the God. You are the divine child. You are under His concern and care. So, the true worship is being joyful and cheerful always. That is only the true worship. If you want to worship the nature or God. So, it is painful, but when you understand it, it will be blissful and you will be grateful to the God and nature. You see, there are people who die of incurable diseases. You must have done so much service out of your love. But the people who have left, they have left suffering much because of that disease. So, leaving the world and going with the divinity is joyful for them, because they are leaving behind all the sufferings because of the disease. So that's a great relief for them to embrace the eternity. When you realize this, so if you are really loving them, you will feel grateful towards God for having taken them and relieved them of their pain and suffering. Similarly, in each and every case, when you consciously examine the facts that have happened and which are causing you depression, you cannot but be grateful to the God, the all merciful God, for the happenings happened. He is intelligent and wise millions of times than our little brain and understanding. So, aware of that divine love, whatever happens is only for your good. Trust more in God. Believe that He who created you will maintain you. So, be joyful and cheerful and overcome the depression with expression of your love towards the source of your creation.